Hello, welcome to Yarn ChickHen. I'm Mrs. T.
And we're all the friends.
So today, it's been a little while since I've introduced myself and Mr. T. And today I would like to talk about why we started the channel. I actually am the one that had the big bright idea to start the channel, and it was the night before Vlogmas started. The reason I had been thinking of starting a channel is because a lot of the channels we all know and love that talk about yarn, crochet, knitting, and that sort of thing are all located in the US. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of fun people. They talk about a lot of great things. The problem is I'm in the UK, and I'm sure a lot of my fellow UK citizens and permanent residents understand the problem is it's hard to get a lot of the things that are in the United States in the UK. So I wanted a channel that I could talk about things that are here local in Scotland. Some of the things might be local in England, Wales, or Northern Ireland, or even Ireland. But the thing is we wanted something a little bit more local. Everybody's welcome to watch anywhere you are. Just know that we are here in Scotland, and so we'll be trying to talk about Scotland things. So today, my finished project, my finished UFO, which is now an FO, is a book sleeve. And I happened to get the book sleeve from The Works, the pattern, pardon me. The book sleeve is from The Works. It's a free pattern. I have subscribed to their newsletter. So they're always sending me when they're getting new products in, when they're having sales and that sort of thing. And I'm sure I've talked about this before, but of course The Works is here in the UK. And so I was scrolling through it and I was looking in the email, and then I saw at the bottom, I thought, ooh, that says pattern, free pattern. The Works has free patterns? I thought, I've got to see this. So they got me, so I clicked on it, and sure enough, it was a free pattern. And it was by MCat, and she's got an Instagram. MCat. Mr. T will link everything below. He'll even list a link to The Works so that you could see the free pattern. So I decided I'm going to make that because this is how I am. I had a whole bunch of other things I was supposed to be working on, but no, I'm going to make that, and so I did.
I'm interrupting Mrs. T for a second or two because I do have some footage, filmed footage I took sneakily, or not so sneakily, but here we have Mrs. T crocheting some of these white snowflake granny squares. And I'm interrupting you again because now Mrs. T is sewing these squares up to start making the sleeve. And oh yes, another interruption. Here is the poppers. If you do notice here we have the Works. They've got a white crocheted big button thing. I didn't like the look of that. It looked quite scruffy, to be honest. here are the poppers.
The pattern actually has a crocheted button here with a chain here to close this, because it's a little envelope. It's a book holder. And then I'll just stick a book in there so you can see. So the book goes in, and then you cover up. You cover it. And she's got a chain here that goes around a button here, and I think it takes away from the snowflake blocks. So I am going to use snaps. So I'll use 3 sets. I'll put one here, and one here. And I think that'll be good. It won't detract when it's closed, and it won't really detract too much when it's opened either. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sew these snaps in with thread.
And the last one, I know I said the last one, but hey ho. Here's the final sleeve.
So my finished UFO, also known as a whip, is this. And I'll open it up. As you can see, it's a bit like a little envelope. And then there's my diary that I put in it. Not that this is the main showcase, not the diary. And if the sharp-eyed viewers will have noticed that mine is different because I always go rogue. Even when I try to follow a pattern all the way, I always go rogue. You will see, I'm going to sit down. You will see that MCAT has a little crocheted button here, and she's got a chain here so that you could hook the chain over the button. I, however, didn't like the way that looked, so I decided I was using snaps. So I chose to use three. I put one here, one in the middle, one on the side. I also did it slightly different than she did, because what I did is I used an invisible seam to seam it so it's smoother. As you can see, if you look at the photo and you look at mine, this is smoother. And also, I'm not sure if it was just my gauge or the yarn I used or the hook I used, but I found that if I made the half right between the first two, because as you see, it's 1, 2, 3 in a row, and then you sew it up that way. I found that if I did it perfectly so you could actually see the little squares. Yes, is this making sense, Mr. T?
Yes.
If you could actually see the little squares and have the seam along the bottom, I thought it looked much nicer than if I had did this bit like they show in the photo. on the bottom.
Yeah.
I thought it hit it too much, so I did mine this way. So I have you can see the full square here, and when I turn around you can see that full square, and then this is folded, and then when you button it, I won't button them all because it just take too much time. It looks more like a little sleeve, little envelope if you prefer, and I just really like the way that came out. And I like the way it came out so much, and so did you, Mr. T, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
I decided that in my own time, I'm going to make more of these squares, bigger squares. I'm going to make a blanket because I really like the way that looks. So I'll probably do the same thing, the invisible seaming when I do it, and I'm going to make a blanket. I've already chosen the yarn and everything. So that is my finished object today. And now it's time for the Scottish word of the day. So if Mr. T, if you can take it away with all your Scottishness, please let us all know what the Scottish word of the day is.
Yes, well, you're having a 2-for-1 day today. 2 Scottish words. And I saw a picture of a loon earlier today, and I thought, yeah, that's a great Scottish word of the day. So here you see a loon, which is of course a duck. However, in Doric, in Aberdeenshire, the northeast of Scotland, shall we say, where we used to be, a loon is another word for a boy. And then for a girl, they would say Quine. So you would say, the school teachers would, what's up, loons and quines, as in what's up, boys and girls. So there you go. Today's word of the day is loon, L-O-O-N, meaning boy, and quine, Q-U-I-N-E, meaning girl. And that's now over to you, Mrs. T.
Thanks, Mr. T. Well, that's an interesting words of the day, Mr. T. And thank you for telling us all about it.
Do you remember hearing loons and quines?
No, I don't really remember hearing that up there.
Oh.
I'm sure they'd said it, but it's probably one of those things I wasn't quite sure what they were saying, so I decided to, just absorb it. That sort of thing. So, Mr. T, everybody would like to know, how are you getting along with your practicing crochet?
Oh, you're evil. I've not done anything.
Not even a little bit?
No, I looked at another video with you and that's about it.
Oh, well, if you all want to see how Mr. T is getting along with his learning to crochet, I guess you'll just have to keep watching every episode to find out when he finally gets something else done. Yes, Mr. T?
Although I'm sure this weekend it's Crochet Club I might go to again. So there we go.
Well, that's a good thing. So, if you've watched this far, we very much appreciate it. It always helps with everything in the channel if you watch all the way to the end. Mr. T?
Emoji.
And the emoji today will be a book. If you could put a book, if you've watched this far, that'll be really, really good. And if you could like, comment, subscribe, share, and put the notification bell on, because we're still trying to find our feet where we're going to be putting these videos, because like I've said before, we have traditional jobs, so we can't always film and do everything like we think other people are able to do. So we are trying to find our feet where we're going to have our days. We tried Wednesdays, but they didn't seem to work out for us. So put the notification bell on, and then you'll always know when we've released a video. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.